John Thune of South Dakota is talking about his race to become the next Republican leader in the state, in the Senate, that is. Senator Thune took questions today from the Dakota Valley Business Council during a stop in North Sioux City. Many questions focused on Thune's campaign to replace Senator Mitch McConnell as a leader of the Senate Republican Conference. Thune said he wants to bring solutions-driven ideas to the leadership position. That's something he thinks people in the Midwest understand. Senator Thune says he would democratize the conference and bring a new leadership style that differs from McConnell's.
You know, you can file a protest, you can make a point, but sometimes you want to make a solution, you want to make a law, you want to get something done.
Right now, Senator Thune is in the #2 position in the conference as minority whip, though the top job is coming open because McConnell is not seeking re-election. Senator Thune said he's running against Senator John Cornyn of Texas. That's according to Senate.gov. Leaders of the two parties, especially whichever party controls the majority of Senate seats, play an important role in setting the legislative agenda, organizing committees, and determining how action proceeds on the Senate floor.
You know, this is one of those pivot points where you can get a new generation of leadership, slightly different leadership style, and I think the way I talked about it here today, in my view, makes sense.
Senator Thune also touched on his bill to lightly regulate the use of artificial intelligence. Now, he says the growth of AI could greatly help the business community, but more needs to be done to identify which content is generated from AI. Under his proposal, for example, Thune says creators would be required to identify a piece of content which was AI generated, potentially with a watermark or other disclaimer. He also says consumers should be informed if AI is used to check their credit, for example.